Derby.
Off of turn 4, career victory for Kaden Honeycutt. The Snowball Derby is his.
Well, we have found our way to the dining room of the defending Snowball Derby champion, Kaden Honeycutt here, hanging out next to the Tom Dawson Trophy. Picture of you kissing the Tom Dawson Trophy from last year. Man, what does this bring back for you? I know we moved the trophy over to here, so it's not normally on this spot, but just sitting next to this trophy, what does this bring back for you?
Yeah, man, just sitting here, I was actually looking at the names that were on this deal, like Rich Bickle, Ted Musgrave, Darrell Waltrip. Like, these guys that have won this deal is pretty amazing. I've grown up. My first ever super late model race was the Snowball Derby back in 2018. So to be able to come back after a couple of years off and regroup and have the right opportunity that I had with Pat and Larry to come back and do this, and the way we did it and did it for Jeff Sandlin and the entire crew, that was all for them. And yeah, just looking at this is pretty real. And like, I've worked my whole life to win a race like this. I've worked on myself a lot and racecraft wise, and I honestly haven't figured out how to drive Pensacola. For those years that I've ran the Derby, I felt like I just ran the race without really knowing what the approach is or how to drive the racetrack or anything. So I've really worked on that and studied as much as possible, and it's what led to this. And hopefully we can have another one, because a lot of good guys, Majeski and Richie and these guys have won multiple of them. So we're coming back hopefully in this year to come and defend it and hopefully get another one.
What was your favorite part of that weekend? Like, what's the one thing that really stands out to you when you think back to the first weekend in December in 2024?
I think it was honestly my mom and dad's reaction to the win. They were up in the Turn 1 grandstands, and someone happened to be videoing them because I think they knew they were my parents. Even though they didn't have any of the merchandise on, they were just my mom and dad up there and supporting me like they always have. And without them, I wouldn't have even made Snowball Snarts before this and where I'm at right now. So that was my favorite part of the weekend, of having them there, and especially since I've been at Pensacola since I've been able to freaking walk. So there is a picture of me and Dad. I mean, he was racing a pro late model there, and he has many times before too. So I've been there a lot, and to have them there was it was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you. And also, looking back at Miss Jennifer Sandlin and Bella and Tenslin and Tilson, it was really awesome to have them there as well, to do that with their dad and have them on the back bumper, and knew that we were doing it for him as well.
You've mentioned Jess. You guys recently just got married earlier this summer. I remember watching her just standing to the side in Victory Lane here, waiting for her chance to get over to you and finally be able to get in there and give you a hug, give you a kiss, give you the congratulations, but waiting and letting the team do it first. But from your perspective, what does she mean? Because she's there every single step of the way, whether you're dirt racing, super late model racing, truck racing, pro late model racing, modified, she's always there.
Yep, she is, man. And me and her met at her hometown in Waco. My favorite dirt track actually to this day is Hardrock, Texas Speedway, and she lived 2 minutes from there, and we met in 2019. And we kind of hit it off from there. We didn't actually start dating until March of 20, when literally a week before COVID hit.
That's really hard to date when everything is shut down.
Yeah, so we honestly, we really talked a lot more remotely. And I was still in high school. I was still a junior in high school. So she was starting to graduate, and then I came in, and I was like, I still had a couple of more years of school left. And I traveled to Waco. She traveled to me. It was an hour and 30 minutes. And man, I think our connection outside of racing actually is what's kept us so close together. And then when I had to move out here in 22, and I ran for Barry, when I was running Karster in the late model stock, I was 18. I was like, man, I feel like if I have the chance to go and race a truck full time, I got to move to North Carolina. And she was in Texas still, and she was doing her job, and it was definitely a difficult time for both of us. And eventually she moved out here with me in 23, but we went a whole year and saw each other twice. And I think from that moment I was like, man, I don't think I can have anybody else support me like she does. That's not my parents. And we've done everything together, and I think she just has been around racing with me for a while, and she's kind of revolved around dirt racing a lot. She's really seen the asphalt scene and how to handle everything, professionalism, and she sticks it to me more than I think anybody else does. She gets on to me and she makes sure that I'm straight as possible. Yeah, like you said, she was off to the side, and she very easily could have, inserted herself in, and I think that just shows how she thinks about everyone else before herself. And I've kind of tried to get her to do the opposite, because she definitely, she deserves the world for how she treats me. Yeah, we got married pretty quickly, and in July, like in 3 months after you helped me with proposal at Goodyear. And to be honest, man, she set it all up. She did an amazing job. And she goes after what she wants, and she gets it, whether someone's standing in her way or not. And, every dumb decision I've ever made in my life, whether it was racing or outside of racing, she never brings me down. She always figures out how to help me get out of the situation I'm in, or to make the situation I am in for a while better, and to kind of minimize the bleeding as much as possible. So, yeah, she's been an amazing woman to me, and I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with her, and continue this insanely stupid, crazy path that is working out so far. I mean, it just seemed to be all a dream. And yeah, she wasn't an asphalt girl until I brought her into it. So yeah, we've been through a long way together, and yeah, I'm just really grateful that God sent me a woman like her down in my life, and to spend with me the rest of my life to go on this journey. It's really been a blessing. It's been honestly more a blessing than this racing has. I feel like if I was homeless or out in the street, like, she would be with me 100% by my side. If I worked if I worked anywhere that was not feasible and had no money to live off of, she wouldn't leave me, and she would keep on fighting with me. And I can't say how much I appreciate that, how much I love her. And yeah, just really amazing that she's been with me through these type of trophies, and also, trophies that maybe don't have to do with anything with racing.
Do you remember what your emotions were when this trophy was handed to you for the first time, and when this picture was taken? Because I understand Jessica told me you were really protective of this trophy that night, the next morning, the drive home.
Very. I don't even know if it was a sigh of relief. I think it was just a sigh of, like, man, like, all the races that I've done, everything that I've built myself on and racecraft wise, went all into that race, man. And it's because I think Five Flags is one of the hardest racetracks to go out and win at, because of how technical it is, and all 300 laps take so much mental focus. And one slip is at least 2/10 a lap, so like I couldn't slip any lap throughout that deal. And I think once I got the trophy, and everything that I've worked myself through, and all the nights that me and Dad spent, building our dirt modifieds and our late model stuff at home, and dirt, running every Friday, Saturday, stock cars too. Like, it's what led to this, and it's pretty insane to think about that. I never would have thought that, being at home in Texas and just working out of the shop outside, and working until 12, 1 o'clock at night with Dad, just going and knowing that we're just going to go dirt race, and we'll asphalt race whenever we had the money to do it and the sponsorship. But yeah, I think that's definitely, when that was handed to me, that's what I thought about, is everything that I've worked with in the past, and it just all came into about, and it worked out to work out that day.
So as I sit here, the list of names on this side, we're starting at 2016 with Christian Eckes, going all the way down to 2023. Ty Majeski's name is on there twice, and that's who you had to go head-to-head with to get the win last year. What do you remember from that battle? What was that like, going head-to-head with Ty, who is clearly one of the best to run around Five Flags Speedway in the last decade and a half?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I knew leading up to that we were up on pressures. I had been better than him the mid part of the race, and then the next restart after that, he did fire off a little bit better than me and have a little bit more long run speed. I just knew if I had the opportunity to start third on that last restart, I was not going to leave anything out. That was going to be the best 20 laps I've ever ran in my life, because it was staring at me right in the face to go and win a snowball. So I just timed that restart as perfectly as possible. And once I realized I actually had the momentum to go and dive to the bottom in turn one, I did not even hesitate to do it as soon as we hit the finish line, because I felt like that was my opportunity is right there. And I felt like if I waited longer, I think he could have been pulling away from me. I'm not really sure how that would have happened, but yeah, once I bumped him into one, he got me back into three, was totally fair. And then I actually worked off of two, and we I got underneath him, I was able to drive underneath him, and we were able to pass him without hitting each other after that. Yeah, and I know that definitely stung for him, because that would have been a third time for him, so I know that was definitely tough. But yeah, it was just really awesome. It also comes back to like on how JC worked extremely hard. He did everything right for me on the tires at the end of it, the adjustments, all my picker guys followed along, and just never wanted to miss a beat on the last restart, because it's staring at you in the face, and this is a once a year deal that you can only go after this. So I didn't want to leave nothing on the table and have an excuse to say that maybe I could have done this or that and could have won it. So I didn't want to have any regret after that.
It's going to put the right front to Capers, and Caper has, wow, nicely done by Honeycutt. Capers moves up the racetrack, allows Honeycutt to take the spot.
So last year I jokingly called you a psychopath in our pre-race weekend interview there. Psychopath's probably not the right word, but crazy definitely is.
Yep.
Four features in one weekend. Are you doing that again this year? Like, why do that?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yes. I plan to run 4 of them. I mean, honestly, I was actually sick on race day. I didn't really tell anybody that. My wife knew about it, but she didn't say anything to anybody because they didn't want anybody to panic or worry about it. Because when I'm sick and I drive, it really is weird. I'm not actually harmed by anything. There's nothing in my system that makes me do anything besides actually throw up after the race. And that actually wasn't even for me being sick. It was me being just rejuvenated, and everything just kind of just came up at once. So yeah, the reason why I run 4 races is because I think it just helps. Like, I think just constantly racing every night, keeping up with the racetrack, and just finding any bits and pieces that I can find in the racetrack that maybe somebody can't just in practice, because on Thursday you're focused on doing one race run, and then you mock all day, then you mock all day Friday. So like, you're not even focused on race trim stuff until you're on Saturday. So I'm focused on race trim from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So like, I feel like racing constantly, just getting in the groove of getting nose to the fence into one and just hooking the bottom and finding 3 and 4, because 3 and 4, man, is honestly the hardest corner, because the way the wall cutout is, it's a double apex pretty much if you screw it up. So like me, I'm just trying to muscle memory that and get used to it all day on every single car I drove. And it's actually really interesting. I felt like I was helped mostly on Sunday, and it wasn't even the Pro Late Model that helped me, it was the modified. I think the modified actually helped me the most on Sunday, because it has 750 horsepower on an 8-inch tire, and all you had to work on was throttle control. And on Sunday, it races different from the Blizzard races. So, and I feel like the Derby struggles most on drive because we're in the afternoon, everything's kind of hot, and I think that muscle memory of that modified transferred to Sunday, and just knowing that you don't have to be full throttle down the straightaway to go fast. And the modified is just like that. So, Yeah, I mean, honestly, and also Friday, the Modify was harder to drive than the Super when I qualified that back to back. So, like, I think that actually helped me too. So, yeah, I just feel like if you can constantly keep racing every single day, and JCS told me this too, if you are better the next day after you race the day before, no matter what you're in. So, I raced 3 days before the Sunday race, so I knew I was going to be at my best on Sunday, regardless if I was tired or anything like that. So I really made sure I was hydrated, I was focused, and I had the right people surrounding me to make sure I was going to be fine and had the right amount of sleep, and to do what I'm going to do the same thing again this year and try to repeat it all over again.
So this past year, it was a win in the truck, right? Blew up leading in the modified. Mm-hmm. Flake went all right.
Yeah.
And then obviously Sunday went great. So how are we winning all 4 of these races this year?
Man, the DQ in the truck, to win the truck race after Steven got DQ'd is not a way I wanted to win that at all. So this year, I kind of have a better approach on how to take that. I think we'll, like, weather depending and all that stuff kind of depends on the truck deal. I think I can actually attack that a little bit better this year. The Modified, man, honestly, that thing was so good. I don't know if I could have stuck with Strickler, but I dang sure wanted to try, and it felt extremely good. That was probably the best Modified I've ever driven in my life. So me and John will kind of take that same exact setup and show us the preview and kind of work on that a little bit with a different motor package that we're really looking forward to using. For the Flake, it's 125 laps this year, so I think you actually kind of have to save a little bit. So the Florence experience I got and the late model stock, like, I feel like that's actually going to come into play on how you manage your stuff.
Now you're on that tire too.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that will also depend on how we practice. Like, we're going to practice a little bit extra longer on tires and kind of see, like, what happens. So not that I don't think I mean, honestly, we might blister tires because people might just be going 100% every lap and then eventually just burns their stuff up. So, and I'm actually glad that stuff's coming back into our hands so that we can just manage the race ourselves and we can build the car around the tire instead of, the opposite. And the team has to give the driver the best car, because if it doesn't, then it's kind of set in stone. So I think that for the Flake will be interesting. And I think for Sunday, I don't really know other than the same approach I took last year. I think, we'll qualify and, we're going to be in the race no matter what, but we want to have track position early so we can just manage and make our lives a little bit easier. And I think there won't be much difference between the last tire we race on and this year's tire, I don't think. So, we'll just try to up to date on the cars as much as possible, just like last year. This year it's going to have chrome rims, gold chrome rims, so nice. It will be interesting to look at. Pat wanted to do that, so that's his fault, not Larry's fault. I don't think there will be much of any difference on how we approach things this year on the Super side. I think if we could just do our own deal and just focus on making the car handle the best and not worry so much about hot lap speed. And I really think that worked out for us last year, so I don't see how we do anything different this time for the Super.
Is there pressure this year coming in as the defending winner? Like, I feel like, when you go to that race last year, everyone's eyes are on Steven Assey. Is it Steven's year? Is it Bubba's year? Is Ty going to win a third? So many eyes are on so many other people. You kind of flew under the radar even though you were fast all weekend long. This year you're coming as a defending winner. Mm-hmm. Is there added pressure with that?
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't think so. Not for me, at least. Now, I see why Ty would be under pressure is because he's won it twice and he wants to win 3. So I think if I can win another one, I think that would be more pressure going into 27 or 28 or whenever the heck we win our second one, if we do. Honestly, no, I don't feel much pressure. I don't think my team feels any pressure. Now, if we win another one, then there's going to be pressure to win 3 because not many people have won 3 of them, right? So Yeah, I think we'll just go into the weekend just like we normally do and act like we never won this and this never existed. And we'll try to go after our first one, even though we've won this one. Just the approach my team takes and I take, I think, is different in that aspect. And I think it will work out.
Well, halfway through that, you kind of led me into my last question. And you'd know better than me because all the names are on your side of the trophy here. I've only got like a handful of them.
Yeah.
Not many people have won this race more than once. It's an even more select few of people who have won this race multiple years in a row. What would that mean to you to get a second Tom Dawson trophy and to do it in consecutive years?
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I don't think there would be a better short track feeling. I know whenever you and I talked about at Caraway winning Hickory, those both races, I think if I was able to do that this year, I think these two races, winning this twice, I think would overlap that and anything else that I'd win in my career. Maybe besides the Cup Championship, if that ever was to happen. But I think that would be amazing because this is like the hardest short track race you can go and execute. You have to have lucky things on your side. Everything just has to fall the way you need it to because of how hard and how difficult this stuff is now. So, I think we can. I definitely think we can do it. So we'll just have to take the approach on, like I said, like we've never won this deal before, and we can win our second one if we act like we haven't got one before. So I think that would be amazing, and to have my name on it twice. I wish I could have my crew's name on it twice because they put as much effort into it as I do, if not more. So it'd be really huge for our team to be able to do something like that. So we'll work our butts off and try to get it again this year.
Well, I know one thing. The first weekend of December, the 58th Snowball Derby, it's right around the corner. It's going to be here before we know it. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch Kaden Honeycutt run 4 races once again and go for his second straight Snowball Derby championship.